1968 Dodge Charger Restoration, Project Sandor, Part 2. Media Blast, Prep, Apply DP90, Epoxy Primer. Here we go. Okay, today is pickup day. Now usually I never subcontract out any type of work. Sometimes I get really far behind, and I'm really far behind. And there are a couple of shops I will trust. And this is going to be one of them. And you can see why.
Nice.
Let me get a few shots of this. Now they do really nice, high quality work. Very, very happy with their work. They always are consistent performers. Never let me down. And we're going to get this thing loaded onto the trailer. Yeah, the forklift makes life easier. That's forklift's on the to-do list for the shop at some point. And next, we're going to be stopping by the PPG store. Now, we're exclusive PPG shop, and we're here to pick up some DP90. Now, that's an epoxy primer. And now this is in black. It does come in other colors. And we're going to get this unloaded. Now, the frame fixture, well, I put swivel casters so it would be easy to move around the shop by myself on the frame fixture, but it's a little tricky getting off of a trailer by yourself. So we're just going to be safe and use the gantry. Unload one end at a time. It's always safety first. And another question I get a lot of times are, what type of media do I use? Now, this shop also uses the same product that I use. It's called diamond or green diamond media. And this is, I believe, a 30-50 mix. And it's a pretty fine aggregate. So we're going to start the long procedure of removing all of this aggregate that's in all the crevices and all the hidden places. We're going to want to be really, really thorough. We don't want to be applying our epoxy and have anything blow out from a crevice and really make for a bad day getting trapped in the primer. And so we're going to be blowing this out, top side, bottom side, every side, about 4 or 5 times, then vacuuming it out until it's all gone. We want a really nice clean surface to work from, so we can start applying our epoxy. And a lot of times the first question someone will ask when we start talking about a restoration is, how much? Man, I get that. But unless if you're doing a really nice quality or higher quality restoration, you can't give out any type of price until the vehicle's been disassembled and then media blasted, and that will reveal the extent of the rust, and that will give you a direction on the next step. There's a formula for doing nice, high-quality work. And if you always follow the formula, you always get really good results. And just a few shots of, well, this is actually showcasing their work. Really nice, thorough job. Like I said, there's a few people you can trust. Now this car, we did the video of the dustless blasting, why you never dustless blast. This is that vehicle, and you can see a very big difference. If you haven't seen it, go check it out and then compare it. Okay, so for the do-it-yourselfers, this is a $15, well, It's probably $20 or $25 paint gun now. But we're applying primer. Now the gun I'm picking up here, now that is for base coat and clear coat. That's a Techna Pro Light. That's a $600 gun. We don't want to shoot primer out of that gun. If everything goes wrong at the end of the day with the primer gun, or it gets clogged up or primer dried, well, you can throw that one away. Okay, here we go. Now what you don't see is I have a full face mask, respirator, all of the PPE, personal protective equipment, paint suit, and we're starting to apply the epoxy. Now this structure, the rear trunk pan is going to go over, and we want to be very thorough with all of the angles inside of these rails, because once the trunk pan is installed, this is going to be inaccessible, and if we miss a bunch of spots, this is all bare steel. If we miss a bunch of spots, like I was saying, well, you know, that's going to be a place for rust to start. And pretty much the same principles apply, or procedures for applying paint. You want to use, well, first off, you want your mix to be correct, mixing the products. Then you want your fan to be correct, and that's the width of the spray. And you want your pressure set correctly, and then you want to use good technique. You want to use like 30, 40, 50% overlap. Take your time. Make sure you cover or hit every angle. Otherwise, you will have a lot of places that you miss, and then have to come back and just spend more time and more product. We want to do a nice thorough job. Do it correctly one time. And if there's anything I want my shop to be known for, is really high quality and being very thorough, doing a nice, good quality job. And just taking our time, making sure we get every angle of the metal. And I keep mentioning angles. One of the things about shooting surfaces like this that aren't flat and consistent is there's a tendency to rush through it, and if you apply too much paint too quickly, well, now you're going to get a bunch of runs. It just doesn't look right, or do look good, sloppy job. We want to take our time, be thorough, just have good technique. And then at the end of the job, you get a professional job. Got that front section finished. Just taking our time, doing the right techniques, getting the face covered. Then we'll come back on the sides and double check. And here's the finished product. Yeah, be sure and check out that dustless blasting video on this car. I'm really happy with the coverage. I'm really confident that the undercarriage, which was media blasted, has also been thoroughly covered. Because if there are spots that haven't been covered, well, they're going to rust immediately. And you can check out this car on part 1. Looks completely different. Looks like a new car now. This is going to be a really nice foundation to build off of. And this is really a very overlooked step. First part of the formula, disassemble, tear down, then media blast. Then you apply your very nice epoxy primer over that. Now you're ready to assess the next step. Then you can determine what needs to be replaced, what can be repaired. Then you can make a plan. You let the vehicle tell you what to do. That's best practice. Yeah, happy with the coverage. And here's a shot of those frame rails inside. All right, on to the parts. And let me tell you, there are a lot of them. And we're just going to be repeating the steps. Blowing out as much media as we can, then vacuuming it out, then repeating those steps until all of the media is out and gone. Now we have everything nice and hung up. And we're going to do this piece, that valance, kind of separate. Like I mentioned, there's a lot of parts. This is just the first. This is just the first run. And hanging things up, we can get the inside out, every angle of it. Makes it a lot easier to work with. And here we go. She's using the same techniques. And you'll notice that body filler there. Okay, rule number 1, when you have things media blasted, you don't remove body filler with the media blaster. That's going to be a lot of trouble for you, or you'll put a lot of damage in. Okay, and back to, like I was mentioning, technique, just nice even strokes, just like we were painting this car. These are overlap, gun set right. Taking our time, nice even strokes. And that's one coat. We'll probably come back over and do another coat. Now this is the second run of parts. Okay, these are the window mechanisms. And this is going to be really important too, what I'm about to show you. Now these are the trunk gutters. Okay, even if I wasn't going to use them, I still keep them because they have a serial number on them. Even if they're to be replaced, we always want to keep those. So they were just media blasted, rotated in, and primed also. Deck lid. And because we had it hanging, we could do the inside out. Same with the fenders. Yeah, all of these parts and the main body, that was like painting about 2.5 cars if you do surface area. And shot of all the parts. Nicely covered, happy with everything. And all of the parts are ordered. As soon as they come in, we'll start getting this car assembled. Doors. Hit that like and subscribe button. Follow the build. And hey, always, thank you to all our supporters, and thank you for watching.